Yes, it should be.
Timbersaw pick is great. They really don't have a lot of control. No traditional silences to lock him down. This Timber should have a fairly easy game, and of course a very effective hero against Tide Terrorblade.
I'm excited.
Damn, look at that Luna headpiece. What is that?
Yeah, I've
That's
never seen that
awesome.
before. That looks nuts.
Looks like a Darkseer item.
Channeling the moon or something. I don't know.
I
Some
like
more. Brax, you know the lore, I'm sure.
Well, so what do you guys think? Is there some merit to this infamous draft, Brax? You think they can stick to EG?
I think they definitely have the opportunity. Like, their 5-man and their team fight is very, very good, but at the same time, if Timbersaw has a fantastic game, he could be unkillable.
Yeah, I think the Abaddon is really what ties it together for me. It just gives them that extra bit of sustainability. One of the issues with Luna is that she is relatively squishy in those early levels before she really comes online. And a hero like Abaddon just gives her so much more survivability in those team fights. Lets her be a little more aggressive with like the ulti positioning, that kind of stuff. I'm definitely favoring EG. But with that said, Suns fan and Brax, I know you're excited to cast this game. So I will hand it over after this long and verbose sentence is complete.
Thank you, Zyori. You're so well spoken. I'm very jealous. Suns fan here with Braximus the Maximus. We got game 1 of this best of 3 between EG and Infamous for the Dream Hack Season 8 Major. We are the remote casters. Brax, are you excited?
I am excited. Infamous are smoked up. They are making a 5-man rotation down to try to catch out Ortiz, but, you know, there's a... Oh boy.
Oh, not quite in range for the Nightmare.
Unlucky.
And Arteezy will hide away, tucked away in the trees. This is the headpiece. Oh, it's actually an infused headpiece.
Oh wow.
So it was part of one of the compendiums. Huh. Have to look that up after this game.
Very cool. Wait, Luna has a
I know you're a
cost.
big cosmetic fan, right?
I am.
Are you the one that said that you used to delete your items?
Wait, I used to delete... No, that's insane. Why would I do that?
That was you, wasn't it?
No, I used to sell my items.
Somebody I know deletes them, and he's a pro player, and I can't remember who. And now they regret it. Because they don't look pretty anymore.
That sounds pretty stupid, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's probably somebody from EG, actually, now that I think about it. Anywho, Arteezy in the bot lane as your Luna. Going to be accompanied by the Fear Man himself. Old Stinger's going to be caught out here. The Thunder Strike to start things off. In the meantime, though, Crit, he's going to be found out in the enemy jungle for Infamous. Has level 1 crush, no sprint. He's going to dodge the... Looks like that'll break things up completely. He did take a lot of damage, though. There's Bane,
okay.
goodness.
So Bane has Nightmare level 1 now, which means he's not going to have anywhere near the strong lane presence we're used to seeing from Bane. Like, typically he'd have Brain Sap and just sit on this Timbersaw's hill.
He could just do that.
I guess this works. He's...
Oh, the roll-in is going to be blocked out by Crit, doing a nice job. Still has that crush available, so should be good to go from here. And Sumail, what do you think of the matchup, though, for Timbersaw versus Quap? Obviously, Shadow Strike quite powerful. You don't really want to right-click too much, as those reactive armor stacks will go to work in favor of Sumail.
Before Timbersaw has level 2 in the reactive armor, it's actually pretty easy for Queen of Pain. You can harass him a lot with a Shadow Strike, but once he starts to get more than 2 levels in the armor, that's when he can kind of sustain through the damage and just ignore Queen of Pain after that. So once he makes it there, he's fine, which is why the Bane getting Nightmare is such a big deal, because he could just sit there with Brain Sap and ruin his life.
Yeah, how low he is right now.
Yep.
160 HP, Pepita. That's another Shadow Strike now. Really wants to get that to level 2, I assume, before expending it again. Universe in the top lane, aggroing these creeps, so we'll be getting some nice experience coming his way shortly. Crit, looking for this bounty rune. Schofield is here as well. Big fan of Prison Break. The crush is there, though. Crit will take it for himself. He's decently fast, actually. There's another crush in 2 seconds, but looking to back up here. We'll get it off as the roll-in comes, and this is going to be a free invis room for Crit. So you can make use of this.
Yep, very nicely done. Yeah, Timbersaw's reached that point where he just doesn't take damage in the lane at all, as long as he keeps up his 10 stacks.
Yeah, quite easy to keep those stacks up, of course. And Pepita, do you even bother going level 2 Shadow Strike? What's the build these days on Quap?
It just depends. You get 2 Shadow Strike if it helps you in the lane phase, otherwise it's just a normal build. Usually if you get 2 points in Shadow Strike, you skip the ult at 6.
Bottom lane.
On the run.
Yeah, Old Stinger was hiding in the trees for quite a while, and there was a search party out for him. As he does get the gush off. Yeah, they sure did. I don't think Arteezy is going to be able to chase this down, though. And he's just going to TP back to base, in fact. So, looking at the CS, we got the Terrorblade 17-1 versus the 16-11 for Arteezy. Doing a nice job of keeping creep equilibrium. Can we call it creep-equilibrium? Is that a thing?
We could, but I think it might confuse a lot of new players.
Creep-equilibrium. I think it's fine. Top lane Schofield, still only level 1 right now on the Earth Spirit. He's going to be forced out by Universe in that level 1 Curse of Avernus.
Avernus.
We've had this discussion before, Brack. For God's sake. Abaddon and Curse of Avernus.
Every time.
It's not about getting it wrong, it's about choosing your side. If you want to think the Earth is flat, that's your right to be an idiot.
You've chosen the wrong side, and I'm going to let you know every time you bring it up.
But this is quite different than the Earth is flat argument, all right? Universe, you can apply a little bit of pressure here as the Metamorphosis is popped. No Aphotic Shields for another 5 seconds. Schofield's here. He's going to roll on in. He's blocking Min completely. This could be a big kill going the way of Infamous. They should be able to find it one way or the other, but the miscoil just in time to deny himself. And meanwhile, mid lane, Sumail looks like he's doing quite well for himself in this lane. 23-3 versus 17-4. I think he's fine.
He is. This is something you just can't do anything about. He can sit here and tank forever. And then look what happens to the creeps. They just die to the tower. Pain can't walk past them.
Oh, crit. He has the haste, but it's dissipating now. And Sumail is a literal god in this mid lane right now. Crush, meanwhile. Nightmare's there. Schofield, the block, nicely done from Crit, and that's going to be first blood going the way of EG, as Sumail is just bullying Pepita right now. Pepita can't do a whole lot about it. Level 3 Scream of Pain, though. And try to push out these lanes.
Most heroes can't do anything about this.
Oh, there's the crush. Can he find the extra right clicks? No. Sumail, of course, no levels of Timber Chain. Pretty common when you have the mid lane Timber Saw. But he's going to be fine with that. That forces out the Shrine and Sumail. Look how much damage he's done to the tower just by aggroing the creeps.
Yep, and now there's going to be a siege creep coming too. So let's talk a bit about the silence. So the Abaddon has he's got 26 CS, off to a fantastic start, as opposed to the Tidehunter's 4 CS, who's gushing for creep last hits. That's how hard it is down there.
Yeah, that's never good. And he's level 3 right now.
That's the difference between picking your offlaner first and picking it after you see some support heroes.
Right. What do you think? Is that just like a comfort level thing to get Tidehunter? They just have to have it. It's just so unusual.
Maybe it is, or maybe it's part of maybe they pre-plan their strategy for this this match. It's something they're desperate for. I actually don't know. Maybe it's something they pick all the time.
And Sumail might be in trouble here. Nice stun from Schofield. There's a counter crush though from Crit. Sumail slowly ticking away. Finally will drop as Infamous get a much needed kill on the super tanky Sumail. Crit another Invis room. And this is the second shrine popped here for Infamous as well. Very early stage of the game.
It's the value shrine. Got all the 3 heroes.
Yeah, true.
Jesus, Sumail was dead for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. Now level 6. We'll have Arcane Boots here shortly. But, I mean, all said and done, we still have 2 carries that are farming, essentially free farming, I guess you could say, with the Terrorblade and Luna, respectively, for each side.
Yep, very true.
But I think you're right. The big story tells you, other than the mid lane, is as Universe and company are going to go onto town onto the Terrorblade. Level 6, but no Sunder is not saving a point right now. So it has to play a little bit passively. But the level discrepancy between the off lanes is quite huge. Level 4 versus level 6 at the current point.
Yep. And we can see the difference just in the lane pressure. The Abaddon, level 6, can run at all 3 heroes and just fight in front of their face even through the Metamorphosis. While Tide has to resort to farming the jungle where EG can just freely chip away at this bottom tower.
Universe top lane. He just leveled Borrowed Time, but I think it is to no avail, my friends, as he will drop one way or the other. And it'll be at the hands of the Bane Elemental. But meanwhile, tier 1 being pressured by Arteezy and company. 2 simultaneous TPs, Titan level 4. Better be careful. There's the crush. A couple more right clicks should suffice. I think Fear just sent someone back to where they came, and Schofield, the last remaining member in this bot lane for Infamous. Nice rollout, though. Able to fog out the Lucent Beam. But all while, Sumail is still just pressuring this mid lane.
And they can't do anything to him at all.
He's very hard to kill. And Radiant Tower taken out by the Radiant. Oh, Pat Chakram almost doesn't have to take up Papita. He's just forced back to base. What's the actual CS in this mid lane? 53-7 versus 25-4. Holy jeez.
Yep, this is not a fun matchup at all. This is it happens to a lot of mid heroes. Like this used to be around TI. This was a Puck counter as well. Puck didn't have enough damage to pressure Timbersaw enough in the early levels when he's still vulnerable. And then the same thing happens. It's a TA scenario all over again, where you just can't leave your lane, unless you want to lose your power, of course.
And look at the net worth. Arteezy right now on top, has the Aquila, has the wand, has the treads, and almost done with the full Mask of Madness, in fact. And the question is, are they stacking for him? Doesn't look like any of the Ancients are stacked right now. How big of a deal is that for Lunas these days, getting support stacks?
Definitely, it helps, but you shouldn't ruin your game to stack.
Arteezy's in a lot of trouble. Pops the Eclipse, dealing a lot of damage, but it's being mitigated by the fact that there are 3 members of Infamous, and that's the last right click along with the Shadow Strike from Papita. A much needed kill on the top net worth here in the game.
Very nice with that.
Oh, meanwhile, mid lane, glimpse into the kinetic field. Terrorblade does have Sunder, but no mana to use it. If he tread swaps, perhaps can get it off. Getting quite low. He has it available. Uses on crit, and looks like he'll live through the day as a result. Fear, in the meantime, takes a brain sap from Excel, and that'll break things up. Lots of spells used, but no kills will come of it.
Well, we're talking about stacks. Now we'll have one of the Ancients on the left side. Just kidding. One of Tiny's brothers just walks right back into the pit.
Yeah, what is that? What is that all about? Just doesn't feel like fitting in with the crowd.
So,
non-conformist, ancient rock golem.
an odd one, that's for sure. But yeah, this is the so Queen of Pain has 2 kills, sure, but her CS is severely lacking. Also, doing very poorly in the level department. Down 2 full levels on Timbersaw, and that's just because you get zoned behind your tower. Timbersaw can tank everything, and you can't walk past him without tanking the full creep wave. Just tanking so much damage you can't lane anymore. So,
Right.
I don't know. It's not the position you want to be playing Queen of Pain from. Again, this hero also plays from ahead. When you're winning the game and you're dominant on the map, you can make a lot of rotations, make a lot of moves, but when you're playing this defensive sort of, when you're postured defensively on the map, you can't really go anywhere. You're just kind of stuck to farming.
Yeah, and she's, of course, working towards the treads and veil at the moment. As the 25% XP gain is now in effect for Sumail over the 6 spell amp. So his levels are going to, in all likelihood, snowball out of control here. Excel, he finds him, gets the Nightmare off, and there's a lot of members of Infamous on the way. If they have enough, of course, no ultimate to work with as far as Bane is concerned. Papita with the Shadow Strike. Scream of Pain in there as well. Here comes Universe. Has the Aphotic Shield. There's the first Ravage of the game. Sumail in a lot of trouble. Get the Timber Chain off again. Still has 20 armor. In fact, wants to go in for some more. If they have enough to actually fight. It's literally 2 versus 5, and Sumail is not scared. He will drop to the Sonic Wave. Perhaps a little bit of hubris coming the way of Sumail that time around.
Well, that's that.
Usually when you're in a 1v5 scenario, you try to run, but Sumail does have confidence, so it's a good and a bad thing.
Sumail, he bleeds confidence in there. May have misled him a little bit.
Yeah,
But
for
still,
sure.
even though he died, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? A 5-hero rotation, Sonic Wave use, Metamorphosis use without getting an effective, and then meanwhile, everyone on EG is still farming. Like, look at Crit's farm. He almost has a Blink Dagger.
What?
Yep, super farm.
Holy crap. That is ridiculous. And with that, they're going to have even better initiation. I mean, Timbersaw, I wouldn't call him an initiator per se, but he's definitely a frontliner. And with this, actually, Corrosive Haze going to be taking out Roche. And knowing that Metamorphosis is down, Infamous, don't think there's literally anything they can do, along with Sonic Wave as well.
Yeah, Sumail could just tank this forever, too.
And expect this to go the way... Well, you could give it to Arteezy, but You think Sumail's too tanky?
I don't think so.
He doesn't need it? If he had Bloodstone, would he take it?
Probably not. Sumail has Aegis. I am wrong.
Okay. I mean, it's better safe than sorry. You can get ultra aggressive. You can be just as confident as before and not have to worry about it. This crit, Blink Dagger not in his inventory yet. Gets the crush off onto Pepita. Surprised he actually got that off. Pepita blink away. Should be fine. Lucent Beam already used, so no canceling available. But the crazy thing about this is Crit will have his Blink Dagger. They will definitely not expect this.
Oh no, it's super, super fast.
Although
Except there is an observer
there's
ward.
a ward.
Yep.
They know.
And they
oh
smoke
boy.
on top of it. Unfortunately.
All right.
Well, it's still. Tower's a tower.
True.
And you actually have quite the pushing lineup here. Timbersaw is actually super good at pushing. All he has to do is stack up the reactive armor and he can tank the tower forever. And you have Luna and Abaddon hitting the tower as well. These things die quite quickly. And it's also, he kind of zones off the enemy team, right? He's going to be in between everybody, just throwing out chakrams, tanking up everything, absorbing all the damage. This hero is really good when he's put in this scenario where he has a free lane.
I'm a real fan of mid Timbersaws in general. I wish we'd see a little bit more of it.
I am as well. But I feel like they have the tools to deal with it. Like if Bane started mid and had Brain Sap instead of Nightmare, they can both just sit there and right-click him forever.
Yeah, Papita starts it off with a Shadow Strike, has Sonic Wave available to him. We'll take Lucent Beam. There's a Ravage onto a bunch of heroes. Will it be enough? Counter Crush from Crit. There's a Static Storm onto 2 with the Sonic Wave. They're going to blow up Arteezy right off the bat. And there's the Metamorphosis going to work, but Sumail in the midst of things gets sundered. Of course, he has a lot of burst damage to work with. That's his Aegis. It's a 2 for 2, not including the Aegis. His Universe already used the borrowed time. He's going to be chased by Pepita. And they're going to apply the pressure now to the overwhelming damage from Infamous. Able to take out EG in space 4 for 1, including the Aegis. Great fight.
Yep, a bit of a... It's a good play from Infamous to smoke around the back, but this is 2017. This has been standard for such a long time now. You have to expect this kind of play. Like
2017. Great.
It's so unusual not to have somebody positioned in the bottom part of that push, so that they can actually break the smoke, and then Tidehunter can't casually walk in and ravage the entire back line of EG. Like, in theory, Tidehunter should be walking into a Static Storm and just die instantly. But
right.
You know, they
yeah, I didn't see him walk up, so I just assumed he had Blink Dagger. But I guess you're right. He literally walked up and ravaged.
Yeah, they were just they're all hugging the top side instead of having one hero positioned towards the bottom to break the smoke. So they got caught off guard by that. But they're just going again. They don't care.
Yeah.
And it's the right move. No Ravage, no Metamorphosis. The tier 3 at least should be quite easy to take.
Very, very long cooldowns for Infamous.
Pepita blinks into Luna. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Eclipse into the kinetic field, and down goes your Queen of Pain for 45 seconds. No buyback. 16 minutes in, still relatively early. This Terrorblade is going to apply a little pressure to the tier 1 mid, but in the meantime, you're going to lose your tier 3 tower, if not more. And without these ultimates that you're talking about, we're going to consider Metamorphosis as an ultimate for this game.
It basically is, right? It plays off the same concept. It's a very, very long cooldown ability that you need to fight.
Remember when it used to be his ultimate?
Yeah.
Back in the day. He used to have life drain too.
Yeah, it used to be so garbage that they remade the life drain into a life drain that you can use while moving.
That's right. And put it on a different hero, in fact. Terrorblade being scouted out here. We got some TP support coming away from here. There's the glimpse into the kinetic field. He gets silenced, but damage has been done. Nice stun onto Slardar, though. Crit finally able to get off the crush, and there's the Static Storm. And that is more than enough to take out your Terrorblade for Infamous. Schofield attempting to TP out, but there's the crush again. And full racks, 2 kills. Don't see EG stopping this time.
No, definitely not. It looks like every tower is going to be pretty free for them. Honestly, even with the Ravage being online, it's still the same thing, right? As long as they don't make the same mistake where Tide's able to just walk in casually from the back lines and Ravage Luna and some other heroes, it's not going to go that well. Especially with the newly acquired gold from EG from taking the top rank, so it gets harder and harder at this point.
There's a Kaya picked up on Timbersaw. Of course, we don't get to see this hero that much these days. The 3 minutes or so, at the very least, actually.
Yep.
There. Well,
I mean,
at least has a getaway.
I think Blake's probably just better.
Oh, top diving in onto GH. Lil's there with the wraparound. GH,
Mid as well.
He cannot get out of that one. Indeed, the pressure coming through. Liquid ready to turn. Kuro surviving on minimal health. As they'll turn, they'll take down that no one death prop.
He used Exorcism and tried to go pressure into Miracle.
That's down for 2 minutes now. So that first use of the ult, not opportune at all.
Okay, Ramsey's queues up an armlet instead. He wants to put the transition earlier. I thought maybe he wants to make the blink and just run around making plays with Weaver and Death Prophet with Night Stalker. But he wants to be able to be that damage-dealing core.
Well, he's found GH, but GH, he's got the backup of the Timberman. Tethers across again. Pasha was moving in. They did want to try and make a play on the Io. The catch, not quite there. Bottom lane. Got a good amount of catch these two, though. Kuro and Mind Control setting up onto Ramses, bringing him down low.
Uh-oh, Pasha.
Duke it off in the tree line. Pasha does manage to get the kill onto GH. Miracle's TP'd in down bottom. Ramses got a south going. With the Rocket Barrage chased down, he's going to fall very, very low. He jukes into the sidelines. I don't know if Mind Control can find this. He's continuing to look to chase it out. But Ramses gets himself across the lane and gets back to safety. What was going on top?
Top was, they surrounded the Io with the Night Stalker and Weaver, and he actually time-lapsed into the stun combo that was hitting on top of the Night Stalker, and he lives with like 10 HP just surviving and TPing out. But they do trade kills. So Matu ends up killing Lil, while Pasha cleans up Io.
For a fight around the bouncy ring. Got the corrosive haze out into Mind Control. Frostbite as well, though. Duke out the stun. Control. Will be caught out by the crush. Does have the spike carapace, but sometimes he's heading to the neutrals, not gonna make it.
He did.
Lil gets the kill. 10 for 7, 8 minutes in. As you say, the carnage just continuing, 17 kills. So far, it's all about the battling, and it ain't stopping anytime soon. Mid lane, Miracle heading in, he gets the connection with the cooldown. No one trying to keep himself alive with the Siphon. It's doing a good job, it's not good enough. He's down. Telekinesis onto Ramses. There's a homing missile heading for him, as well as the creep wave moving through, but Liquid, they'll hold back. They don't want to dive behind the tier 1. Solo on the side, has the control. Onto Mind Control. Silence into the void. 4 heroes chasing this man down. He'll turn around, get the 2 heroes stunned. Pasha should be pretty good to chase, though. They'll have more than enough physical with the corrosive haze from Ramses out onto Mind Control. It's Pasha now in a mega kill streak. This man had a slow lane up top on the Weaver, but 5-0-2, his rotations, his involvement, really stepping up this off-lane Weaver.
Yeah, really quick medallion pickup too to benefit from all that minus armor, as we mentioned earlier, the bugs, corrosive haze. And really take them down a lot when they have this Tiny and Io, who are just very, very low armor. Matu's going for a different kind of build here. We saw the other Tinies today, I think, more prioritizing the tree grab early. He's going for the 4-4-1 build.
Okay.
Just to have that burst damage, I think, versus the Weaver and Death Prophet.
Yeah.
Probably the most important.
And the item-wise as well, no Shadowblade SMY, does just get the treads into drums.
Yeah, he wants to just get very early aggressive, make space for his team. I think they want to just be able to group up and run at them. Looks like Miracle's also building a drum on the gyrocopter.
Still, despite the changes over the ages, it's a very stat-efficient item, of course, and In a game where there's this amount of action this early on, it's going to have great impact for these early fights. A little bit of a boost that can give your team the edge. Comes to these full-on 5-on-5 clashes. We're getting some pressure onto the tower. No one is there. And we'll force him to back off. No one getting a little behind though on this Death Prophet in comparison to the progress of the other court.
Yeah. The thing is that Pasha's
Pasha's making up for the losses that no one's having in this mid.
Yep. So Ramsey still has the armor queued up, but has the blink queued up afterwards. Okay, we'll get that set up. Mind control now, actually finding some space finally to get those levels bottom, because he's been suffering a bit this game. 0-4 on him. He's running around trying to make the plays, but dying. Enjoy the time. Once he gets arcane boots on top of that Vendetta, he has a lot more liberty to make the just run around and find those pickoffs for his team. And how close is GH to 6? They're getting closer on the relocate, so Vendetta plus relocate, classic combo. Being able to find people who are split up off the map.
Yeah, quite hard for VP to react against as well, as they don't really have that sort of saving hero. If Mind Control finds an opening for the relocate, they are quite likely indeed to get the kill off the back of it. Yeah,
usually in the past we've seen people like just versus the IO lineups when it's picked early, they pick heavy amounts of team fights. So it's like, oh, if they relocate in, it's really detrimental. It's a big stack getting cleared up here by Liquid, but this time around VP only really has Death Prophet ultimate as their ultimate, as their team fight ability.
Sure. Yeah.
Like everything else is just kind of these very low cooldown, just brawl heroes.
VP starting to get in position around this mid-tier 1. Lay down the ward at least. Liquid keeping well and truly grouped up. Completed solo crest for Pasha.
And he gets level 10, he gets the mana breakdown, so has a good amount of damage there coming in from him. Next item of choice on Matu will be that Shadow Blade, so they can go
and the river solo will be grabbed out by Kuro. The telekinesis, they have the missile flying in solo. He's going to try for a deny to the Ancients. Is he going to find it? He is not. Miracle gets the damage in with the rocket barrage. Solo is down. Another kill for Miracle. 5, 1, and 2. Charge so far. Midlane Matsumaman's hunting. See if he can get the grab onto no one. Kuro not going to make it out with the TP. The physical damage is too high from Pasha.
Solar Crest, yeah. Still, they do find Mind Control down here. Ramses did switch up his build. He went for the Blink Tag, but now relocates coming in.
Oh, Mind Control gets the chance for the spike. Happens into the sun. Mind Control's going to survive. Oh, what a turnaround from Liquid. Just like that. Always risky making a play onto a Nyx Assassin when he has his spells up.
They're jumped into a trap though.
Matsumaman has gone, yeah, he came back with a relocate and that will cost him his life. So as quickly as VP lose 2, Liquid are quick to offer up to themselves. Pasha with the time lapse will be fine. Yeah, very nice catch there from VP off the back of losing their own position 1.
Yeah, the Slaughter, as I was mentioning, he did have the armlet queued up, but then he decided to switch back. I think I like the Blink Rush a little bit better in this game too, so he can join his team for these engagements. However, he pays with his life bottom, but still overall, in the nature of the game, being able to fight with Exorcism and Corrosive and stuns. But yeah, Pasha. 7-0-3 on this off-lane Weaver.
He's having an absolute whale of a time.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Matu now clearing some more, or stacking another set of Ancients. That triple stack now coming up for him.
There definitely is some pressure on VP to really keep the ball rolling with this lineup. Anytime you see a position 1 Slardar, it is not the sort of position 1 that you see transitioning well into the later stages of the game. You've got to keep that tempo up.
Yeah.
Get the objectives between yourself and the Death Prophet. This could be seen as a bit of an issue. You know, 14 minutes in, sure, they've got a 2k lead, but they're yet able to use an Exorcism to actually take any towers.
Yeah. Slaughter is not a flash farmer, is the big thing. He gains money through fights and through getting, like, you know, Roche with that corrosive haze with his team. And yeah, they haven't been able to hit pretty much any towers with the Exorcism at all. All 3 are quite healthy on the side of Liquid. They've been doing a good job of keeping themselves right in front of those. No one takes the 12% magic resist talent this time around since he's versus Nyx and Tiny.
Oh, Ramsey's actually off the mark there with that Blink Crush. Miracle's going to be fine. A bit of a mini relocate just to make sure that he doesn't get caught out as GH takes him out to the side. VP will try and move in. Looking to surround the area of Desire's return. Shadowblade's complete for Matuma. They will get the Frostbite onto GH. GH still alive though, and in fact with the telekinesis, Kuro's able to control Solo, holding back. GH will live. Matuma headed in looking for Lil. With the toss, he'll get it. Liquid still all alive here in this full 5-man. As VP, they wanted to try and punish that relocate back, but they were unable to do so. They lose a hero themselves. Liquid hold. Liquid starting to look very, very scary, and sort of questions. I mean, questions were always going to be raised about the position 1 Slardar, and it's not to say that it still can't have a big effect, but I really feel as this game goes on, the question marks get bigger. What can Ramses do on this Slardar? They need him for the initiation, and as we saw there, if he doesn't quite catch it, that's sort of the team fight over for this at this stage.
Yeah, and there's just the heals from GH, just perfectly positions himself, able to always have those like bonus one charges while he had 17 throughout a majority of that fight, saving them for the last possible moment. And now Liquid back to efficiency gaming, farming up this triple stack that they've had previously, also farming up the other camps. The 2 big cores are getting pretty massive, but Mind Control is suffering a bit on that net worth department in comparison to his counterpart. You see 2,800 Nyx to the 6,500 of the Weaver.
I mean, Pasha, he's doing his best, and I feel he has to. He's got to become the carry if this game goes on.
I think that's what they're going to go for here with the way that Ramses is built up. I mean, sure, he's finished the armlet now, but having that plus the Weaver, who's just having such a good game, we can transition for sure.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Putting the pressure onto this tower, they will take it. Liquid do find the trade down bottom. Continuing to move in as well towards that tier 2. Now one about to hit level 12. Does have the Ghost ready to go. They want to look for a further objective.
It's going to be important for VP to have sentry wards in the upcoming fights because of that Shadowblade Tiny. Just so they don't get insta-bursted on one of their heroes. Good, all set up. They want to be able to take out this mid-tier 1, just get the easier tower rather than the bottom tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'll get this out.
VP looks like they want to fight. They have darkness available.
Ramsey's going to do with a jump. It's the crush. It's a Miracle, but it just doesn't follow. The tower's still down. They're prodding and poking a Miracle, but they know it's hard to go in. GH is there with the backup. Comes in with the tether solo with the ultimate, but already the Death Prophet melts. No one is gone. Miracle finally falls. Pasha turns up. Solo gets a lot done damage-wise with that one. Now they have the Frostbite onto Matuma. VP surround him. Lil has to back away. The tree flies through. Matuma gets the double kill, but he will pay with his life as Pasha cleans up another. Gets Matuma. Both Miracle and Matuma going down there, and maybe even more. They have the crush onto GH. GH falls. This is what VP are looking for. Pasha just being set up to become the big core, the scaling core that VP need with this lineup.
That's
and it's working.
First, but look at that freezing field damage. Woo. 2,600 in total coming out from Solo. That positioning in the tree line there, absolutely perfect. The Carapace comes out quite late from Mind Control, not in range to cancel it at first. Absolutely perfect there by Solo.
Pasha now, Diffusal Blade, Solar Crest, 18 minutes.
He's just isolate the IO in the beginning of the fights, take him out quickly, then clean up everybody else afterwards. With that Corrosive Haze, I mean, he does quite a lot of damage, man. Corrosive Haze still stolen here by Kuroki. They're looking to go for Solo in the mid, and that looks good. Dead. Crystal Maid.
I've got him with the combo. Mind Control with the kill secure. Liquid. Only 1k behind again. 19 minutes, 17 to 15.
They have Corrosive Haze stolen. Looks like they want to turn this into a Roche.
All right. I mean, ghosts are up for VP.
It's level 2 Haze.
They head towards the pit. VP do have this strong presence to go in for it, and they're looking for it.
There's Exorcism ready.
VP want to go in.
Lucas trying to fight before they go for it, but they're killing it pretty quick with that Haze stolen.
They have to get in VP if they want to have a chance of this. They'll throw the bugs forward. Know what's going on. Matuma sort of playing the bait though with the Shadow Blade. keep himself hidden. VP themselves also very, very tentative about how they go towards approaching this Roshan fight. Now they'll do it. They commit the ghost, they go in liquid. They are going to want to fight this. And here they are with the opening. Cooldown comes in, connects onto two. No one on the front of it all, getting bashed up by Roshan. But some man on the side. They found the telekinesis onto Solo. Solo still alive for the time being. Finally, no, he's able to live. He gets away. Then again, mind control. How many times have we seen this man steal the Aegis? He'll take it. Death Prophet's down for 45. Liquid. I mean, many times today I feel we've seen Aegis is being stolen, but nothing really so much effect happening after. This time around, it's a very different story. They steal the Aegis, they kill the Death Prophet.
Mind Control just beelined it to the Roche pit to get on top of that Death Prophet. Carapace plus stun and mana burn, and then with the flak charges hitting in the back. And I think Matu may have tossed a creep or something on him there too. Just enough to be able to bring down the Death Prophet. And without Exorcism, like we mentioned, VP's teamfight is very minimal.
These towers going to melt his course as well to the pushing of Tiny.
That was really good decision making though by Liquid. Rather than in the last game, we saw them go for like the game before that, we saw them go for the Roche and they got wiped. This time they reset and take the fight instead of going for that Roche. Just incredibly good decision making then.
Oh, Ramses. Find the jump onto GH. GH gets the tether all in time over to Matuma Man. Pasha's there with the chase down though. They'll get GH. Now with the drum spot, they're trying to chase for more. No one has eyes onto Matuma Man, trying to slow him with the Cypher. Matuma with his own pair of drums. Beats them and tries to head off. Miracle with the cooldown to slow VP. Trying to create space for Matuma Man to get out of there. Pasha, he'll stop the chase. And second thoughts, backs away. Will not continue to chase down Miracle. So they get the gyro out of there despite losing GH on the IO. And Manta's style now complete for Miracle as well. So Frostbite, Corrosive Haze, Silence. A lot of reasons to get at this game.
Yep.
Not always the item for a gyro. Most of the time, S and Y being the preferred progression from the Asher, but yeah, this is a great game from Manta's style.
This could be a game where we actually see the IO go for the Grand Scepter bonus for the Gyrocopter. He's still like 5 levels away, but we could see it coming to purpose. Next item on choice for Miracle will be that BKB, and they're going to start pressuring down toward bottom. They know Exorcism's not available, so VP can't take the fights. And Liquid has claimed a gold advantage, very slight gold advantage for the first time in like the last 20 minutes.
Tumba Man, he's got eyes on the prize. Knows where Lil and Ramses are. Ramses already down at half health.
The crush when he's farming.
Gets away indeed. He'll be able to blink out. The Night Stalker not going to be as fortunate. Lil left behind. Ripped apart by Liquid. Pasha's trying to commit for the fight that comes in, gets caught out with his bike Carapace. No one pops the exit, they're already chasing Ramses! He comes in with a beautiful Blink Crush, shuts Liquid off as they try and escape, but they can't run away from this one. The BKB from Non allowing him to commit. They've claimed 3. Mind Control goes for the TP, but he's not making it. Ramses hits hard with the Crush, and that is the sort of plays that you expect to see from your position 1 Slardar. Those sort of catches, Liquid incredibly grouped up. They try and back away. Ramses, bam, straight back in, setting up for a perfect fight for VP.
It all started out with him crushing an invisible hero because he was farming neutrals, but being able to re-engage, get that off with the freshly delivered BKB on no one. They have substantial team fight whenever Exorcism is up.
Get a tier 1 mid off the back of this one as well. More money for Pasha. This is the thing where at this point of the game where there's 3 cores of VP that are very, very farmed, you know, all sitting around the 10k mark. And Liquid, sure, Matuma Man and Miracle in a great place, but they don't have sort of that third powerhouse. Mind Control can still get a lot done at this stage of the game, but in comparison to the damage output that Pasha can offer, it's not really close.
Yeah, he still deals quite a lot of damage with mana burn versus the Death Prophet later, but yeah, the Weaver is having a very stellar game.
11-0-7. I mean, it just gets better and better. He's still yet to die.
Yep.
And just that we're really seeing the patience rewarded as well from Pasha. You know, going back to that laning stage, it was a slow start for him. We saw countless times that the Tiny IO was able to bring him down very, very low, but in none of those instances did he feed. Pasha keeping it incredibly clean this game. Ramses now completed BKB, so he can be even more YOLO with the jumps that he's been making, and as we saw in that last fight, catch a few heroes in those crushes, and it's very, very hard for Liquid to play around. when the ghosts from no one are chasing them down as well.
They're gonna have triple BKB at a nice timing coming out for VP. He might like to go for a smoke or something along those lines whenever Pasha has his finished up. Ghost Scepter's next on the supports list for Liquid. I think GH might have his finished up coming on the courier. He does, as well as Mind Control does too. And Matu now does have the SNY finished up, so they also got some decent item timings, but not the similar one in comparison to that BKB. VP, they are smoked up. They're leaving Pasha on their own. They're just sitting behind no one in the meantime. They're expecting some kind of play to happen from either the Nyx and relocate combo or something like that.
Pasha definitely just looking for that extra wave or two that will give him himself that BKB, as you mentioned. And then he'll certainly be interested in joining the rest of VP to make these plays.
Good. Liquid constantly having ancient stacks. Again, another triple stack, or I think it was a triple being cleared up by Matu. And Gyro in the meantime as well on the right side cleans up those three camps. Miracle bottom, pushing the lane out. VP, they look like they think that someone else is behind him. They're even bringing the Weaver down. They're like, okay, no one else on Liquid showing on the map. We don't really want to go for this Gyro. And Miracle ends up living here. Could have been a bit scary for him there with the position he was in, but VP unaware of where the rest of the members are. And now BKB finished up on Miracle.
All the BKBs out for all the cores. As both teams looking to fight, I feel like VP, they're certainly the ones who want to fight that a little bit more, as we're seeing each and every time that the game turns passive. The farm rate of this Gyro and Tiny are hard to keep up with. VP's kind of heavily reliant on finding those pickoffs. And at this stage, as we've seen, finding the team fights as well. They can take it. Roshan would be a beautiful objective to go for, but still a minute until we see when that comes back in. Still a little bit of time where VP will have to hold off if they're after that. And yeah, as we say, this sort of passive moment always going to be favouring Liquid's lineup.
Yeah.
You know that. They're looking to fight. Ramses tries with the jump. Can't quite close the gap onto Kuro. Kuro goes for the TP away. Is he going to make it? Ooh, that physical damage.
Minus 30.
Oh, he nearly got shredded there.
Yeah.
But he gets out. Lucky that wasn't a bash.
AC, next item for the Tiny. That'll help a lot versus all the minus armor that we've been mentioning constantly, as well versus the Exorcism coming up from Death Prophet. So we'll be seeing Rosh's timer in about 20 seconds, and that's probably where we'll see the next biggest fight, but nighttime. Trying to take advantage of that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But in the meantime, too, Liquid, they're pressuring bottom. They've got Io, they've got Tiny, he's got the tree. But as soon as they see the TPs coming in, they start retreating.
There's a lot of TPs coming in.
It might be GH who is the culprit. He gets a long tether away, though. And he's
Ramsey's charged for the blind blink stun. But indeed, Liquid already out of there.
They're getting a lot of space, though, on the side of Liquid with their farm time. Look at that 3K gold lead now. Now they're
ticking up, that lead indeed.
They know that VP's on the bottom side of the map, so they're looking to pick a fight here.
Dire are scanning.
Fighting into these BKBs and the Exorcism. It's not necessarily an easy fight for Liquid to take.
They have to catch at least one of the heroes with Mind Control in the front. Just blow them up instantly so they have a number advantage versus Exorcism.
Liquid heading down here though. They are very far away from the pit.
Oh, it spawned really quickly.
Yeah, this early spawn time,
it's
perfect for VP.
Level 3 Corrosive Haze.
Quick and easy roast. That's going to be the Aegis and Cheese ready for the next push though. They'll certainly want to probably wait for the Exorcism to come back online before they go for that sort of push. He's going to have level 18 as well ready for the next one. No one. That's taken away from Liquid. And VP need this. These are the things that they can do great to keep on track with this game and keep up with the pace of Liquid. Finding Roche, finding the kills. To the man, eyes onto no one. Is the Exorcism running out? In fact, they're going to try and lead in with the Spike Carapace straight into the stun. They want to take it down once, but the BKB cheese, oh, no one, he's ready to turn. Siphon's there as he chases down GH, looks towards Matuma Man. Miracle's trying to slow them down with the cooldown. But Matuma Man, he's in a lot of trouble. Ramsey's there with the wraparound to toss back the Slaughter, but he's falling. Surely he can't get out of this. He turns with an avalanche, But one more touch from Lil brings him down. Liquid lose 3.
They just tried to burst him through that without him getting the keys off.
It was always going to be ambitious with the BKB
Yeah.
and cheese on Death Prophet.
Definitely.
And yeah, as we saw, no one gets the time to react. And suddenly Liquid's attempt on that bottom lane just falls to complete shambles.
Yeah, Liquid has to be careful here too. VP's on the aggression here. They're looking for a Miracle.
Ramses can find this. It's hard though. Miracle speeding away. We'll be able to get back up to the high ground. Mind control still out.
Dire's structures.
From Radiant won't catch him. Mind control indeed has eyes onto them. Actually heads back up to the range that scan just as it times out as well. So VP no real information on the whereabouts of this Nyx assassin. There's that big pickup as well, as we've talked about many times today. Having that Spirit Vessel on Lil, very, very useful for just reducing what GH can do in terms of save potential with the Aya.
Level 20 now claimed on Ramses, so he's got the 50 attack speed bonus on top of a Hyperstone too, so he's starting to hit pretty hard on that carry Slardar. Look at Miracle. Miracle's almost got the butterfly finished up, and GH is getting closer and closer to level 15. Really curious if he does go for that tethered grab bonus. I think he will for the gyrocopter, because it adds an incredible amount of damage whenever he does tether the gyro.
I won't be surprised if he does. I imagine as well, right, it would work quite nicely with the Nyx assassin on the defense. You tether,
That too,
he
yeah.
burrows, and he's good to go.
Solo just gets comboed up by Matu. Quick little easy kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That is Assault Crash finished. The back of that kill from the Timberman.
Much needed item. And continue to farm. And like we said, the low periods like this always will benefit Liquid because they can push out lanes and farm the neutral just much faster.
Ramses looking for MKB. His own Hyperstone. Butterfly complete. Could be pretty close for Ramses.
Yeah.
There's a bit more downtime and he'll have it. And they certainly will need it. Miracle having that evasion.
It's hard for VP to like take these just straight on fights, just because Liquid just farms the positions that they're in so fast that they just move on and they're just very elusive around the map because of that. Next item for Gyro will be MKB as well. Yeah, lots of MKBs will be built this game.
He grouped up down bottom. Still got a tier 1 here. Waiting for them to take down. With the ghosts available, certainly try and push on for more.
Liquid's just really just trying to avoid these fights still. They want to just get bigger and bigger on the gyrocopter and the tiny before they try to take these engagements versus Exorcism. This VP has very good timings coming in here. Everyone's level 20. They've all got BKBs.
Oh, the Timberman with this positioning has eyes on the TP that no one has, so immediately has the info to tell them to get the heck out of there.
Yep, now they're going to move to the other two side lanes, just constantly avoid those fights.
Solo did sort of walk into them. Like he was quite fortunate to actually be able to walk out. Timberman and GH very, very close to the CM. This game, 25-18, 33 minutes in. This is what we certainly hoped from this matchup, Liquid VP. What a time to get it as well in the deciding game of this series.
Yeah, they're both being very careful. Aegis gets claimed. So now we could see Liquid trying to maybe take a fight here, trying to get their next big items. GH really trying to get that level 15. Matu is actually not even taking XP from him, but he's gonna get bursted down now.
He is indeed.
Matumben's he was actually staying away from him so that GH can get the solo experience and have the tether away, but gets quickly bursted down. Eye of Scotty next item will be for Miracle. More tankiness.
Interesting that as we saw, Weapons was pointing out, Solo taking the GPM over the buff Dora. Did that surprise you, or?
In this game, it does not surprise me.
No?
I think that everybody has enough mana
Okay.
in this game. There's nothing like a Storm or a Tinker.
Sure. lane starting to push it onto tier 2s. VP trying to
Dyer's
do what they
middle
can
tower
when they're
is under
up
attack.
5 versus 4. And they should find this. They've got good amounts of siege indeed, even without the ghosts. Now that
Dyer's
there's
middle
that
tower
amount
has
of attack
fallen.
speed, as you mentioned on Ramses,
Yeah.
beating down these towers.
Is under attack.
So AC will be the next item for Ramses to match versus Tiny's AC, and benefits his whole team, minus armor. It's just the really scary thing about VP's lineup is really that minus armor. It's if they like ever,
Oh, yeah.
if they ever
They're
walk into
single
the
targets.
pit, that Roche is just instantly dead, pretty much. It's gonna be super hard for Liquid to contest those, unless they're in a more fortunate position of the map.
That time's out. Liquid huddling together and make sure that VP can't get any sort of initiation onto them. VP themselves, though, still very careful about how they proceed. They have got that MKB complete on Pasha. This certainly could be the time to do so, and you know, Miracle and Matumba Man are getting further and further ahead. Miracle in particular, very, very comfortably at the top of the net worth now.
Yeah.
It's a clear 6k between him and no one's Death Prophet.
He's been playing on his own for a very, very long time in this game now, too. The rest of his team is running it together as a unit of 4, while he pushes out GH. Still trying to get that level 15. He keeps running to neutrals alone. He's like, I just want to get this 15. He's got it now.
He's going to take the spirit damage, doesn't he? He actually does.
Damage. He hasn't been
With
tethering
every time
the,
we theory craft sort of the Ags,
I thought this
they
time
never do it.
with the gyrocopter he
Yeah.
would, but he's been tethering mostly with the tiny. But
Sure.
he's been prioritizing that one mostly. Okay.
One day we'll get to see the Tether Grant Scepter bonus in competitive. I feel like it never happens. Down bottom. Liquid smoked up. Do you think he can get any sort of fortunate grab outside of the base? VP, they're sending solo and no one out. I think we'll get the jump onto this. They've got their eyes onto no one. It means all that
Instant
BKB reaction from no one. Absolutely instant.
If they can disengage from this exorcism without losing anyone, though, it's pretty
Sure,
massive for Liquid.
it can still be good news for Liquid. And a bit of a strange relocate there for GH. I mean, he kind of just relocated the shortest amount. I mean, maybe he's trying to bait them into continuing to try and fight. They'll jump in, mind control. Oh!
3-man stun.
The 3-man stun, have they got the follow? Miracle turns in with the cooldown, he gets 3, the BKBs come out, Ramsey turns his attention towards Miracle, Miracle with a mad style, removes the corrosive haze, turns towards no one's going to be down. That relocate bait, incredibly simple,
Pasha.
but oh so effective.
Will this be his
Pasha's-
first death?
He is gone as well. That little, I think we were sort of looking like, oh, what's happening here?
It
And
was
I
just
think VP were looking at it as well going, what's happening here?
It was a bait.
What a bait from GH. They'd get, I mean, I think they would have been happy with just the Death Prophet, but getting Pasha's Weaver as well, they have to buy back on the DP. There is no buyback on Pasha.
Yeah, that was
That's a TI winning call.
super nice bait, and with that next stun, I mean, my control hits 3 of them there.
Yeah.
That was very nicely executed. When a gyro can just run in like that and throw all 9 flaks, that's pretty damn
I
ridiculous.
think that's the last time we'll see VP fall for that sort of play from GH.
Burrow. Gucci'd up. Now he's got them. Oh, he's got like the greatest mobility. Still no Roche. But gets to the respawn in 40 seconds. That one's going to be very significant with that refresher shard.
All about this area around the pit. Ramsey's winning with a cheeky D ward. Does get away with it.
Matu's going for Heart next on the Tiny, so he just wants to be that frontliner,
Yeah.
soaking all the damage while Miracle does the damage himself. Miracle has queued up the Daedalus next.
All about this Rosh control. Roshan's going to be back up
Yep.
any second now. And Solo was close to spawning. Cooldown's laid down. Themselves out of it.
They don't have enough. I mean, it's a very low.
It is a low cooldown.
It was
but
Arcane Rune too, so.
oh, okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. It's a very low cooldown then. Yeah, do 20 seconds, it'll be back there. Roshan is up now. No one has Exorcism.
Full heart now on Matumba. So what's his status resistance? 25.8
Radiant's
plus
top tower is
40%.
under
Okay.
attack.
Pretty durable Tiny there.
Sort of moving around one another. Liquid heading up to the high ground. VP still at the lower portion around this mouth to the Roshan pit.
Liquid, they have to just try to take a fight, because if they walk away from
Liquid's
that
in
Rosh,
a very
it
good
dies
position
so
here.
fast.
Solo walks for mind control, gets the two-man stun. Straight away the CM's down. They'll chase down Lil as well. The Shrine Hill will not save the Night Stalker. Liquid in prime position as VP sweep back and forward between those two high ground spots.
Oh, and look at
Liquid
DD rune.
Okay.
Right outside the pit.
Alright, I mean, this Roche is theirs for sure. 2 people down on VP. No way that VP have any interest in trying to contest this Roshan. Liquid get this one for free. That's the Aegis, the cheese, and the refresher shard for them now. Who do they give the refresher shard over to?
Radiant's top tower
It is, of course.
What is it, my control? So he can get a
My
double,
control?
so he can get like a double impales.
He's been hitting some 6 stuns.
I think it's they don't really have anyone who's amazing at holding refresher shard this game, so I think he's probably the best just to get like double stun, double mana burn, double carapace.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
that
we've
looks-
got to
that looks
see
good.
is Kuro grab the exorcism, double exorcism.
That would be pretty sick.
That's all he's got to do, Kuro. Come on. Steal that exorcism and then he gets the refresher shard, I'm sure.
I think he's happy with his Shikuchi.
That's true. It's hard to let that one go when you've got it. Makes the game so nice to play as a Ribbit.
Doesn't have it much longer, but
Radiant are scanning.
VP really on the back foot now. 12k hold advantage for Liquid. VP still having the experience advantage, but that gold really being a problem.
And no one's still trying to find his way towards completing that Shiva's Guard. Daedalus complete for Miracle. Level 25. This Gyro, absolutely massive, and his team so far have been doing an excellent job of having the control he needs to get max damage output with the flat cannon.
I would love to see 20 flat cannon charges too, or 18 flat cannon charges with a refresher shard, but it's definitely just better on Nyx. That would be cool though, right?
Well,
Either-
yeah.
or 6 missiles,
Yeah,
6 rockets on somebody.
It's not bad at all up top, Lil. What out? Yeah, 6 missiles. That would be quite a sight to behold. But as it stands, on mind control still keeping that shard nice and close to himself. He wants to make the plays with it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's definitely best on him.
yeah, if this game's anything to go
Oh,
with.
they find a courier snipe. They walked right next to my control.
Didn't quite have anything in. Were we seeing any sort of major items that were looking to be... Oh, it was the attempt to pick up the completed Octarine.
Octarine, yeah.
So VP's got to head out themselves if they want to go for it. I don't think Liquid's going to give them the chance. So definitely a bit of a painful one there that no one can't have the Octarine for the next use of the Exorcism, which he's almost certainly going to get forced to do so as Liquid. They're coming down the top lane. Straight onto the tier 3 towers. How can these boys of VP stop this? Still 5 seconds without the Night Stalker. Missile comes through. Miracle heads in. The damage from this tiny ripping this tower apart. The flat cannon as well, just forcing VP back. Ramsey's getting ever so low. They do have the frostbite onto Matuma Man, but GH there, quick with the heals and the save. Gets Matuma Man back out. Jump forward from Ramses, finds the crush. Ramses has to put the BKB and back off, keeping himself alive with the armlet toggling. Ramsey's playing on the very edge of his life there, though. Risky plays from the Slados. They desperately try and force Liquid away. The ghosts are out. Liquid will just back up and wait out.
Did Matu miss? Was that a Solar Crest usage by Pasha on his teammate? And it saved him there? I think that's actually what ended up happening. That was cool.
Liquid ready to poke as soon as those ghosts are gone.
I like watching how the duration of the corrosive haze on the Tiny too. It just lasts a very little amount of time.
Top on that. Avalanche onto Pasha. Again, these flat cannons, they had to get away from Ramses. He's jumped into the Mystical, tried to go for a big play with the crush, but it may just be over. It's GG, well played. Liquid were allowed to get too far ahead there. We always knew that when it came down to the farm, any sort of downtime, this job we're going to get out of hand. Miracle farmed up an absolute treat on this gyrocopter. Incredibly big at the end of the day. And some great plays, and some very fun plays to watch as well. That little back off and jump back in with GH playing the bait with that relocate down bottom. Sort of just setting the momentum for Liquid to finish this one off.
Yeah, they really just like split the map up. That was the big thing for me, is they played like as a 4 unit while they let Miracle just kind of farm around, get massive on this gyrocopter, and then take really good fights. I think the biggest one for me was them not being like stubborn this time around, not sitting in the rush pit trying to finish it, and instead smoking out, looking for the fight, and then they get a massive fight, and then it turns into the rush. I really like that play from Liquid. The discipline was top notch.
Absolutely. Well, ending 27 to 27 in kills, it was even, but yeah, 22k lead for Liquid, and it's always fun to see sort of like teams try these things that aren't the most popular, like the position 1 Slardar. And Ramses, he did have a few good plays with it, but at the end of the day, it's always going to run into issues like this. One of the reasons why we don't see that hero in a position 1 role that much.
They had to have like incredibly fast tempo versus this Liquid lineup. Every time you said it too, it's like the low periods, Liquid just started soaring and heading that net worth department.
Absolutely. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Liquid taking the series 2-1 against VP. I believe we'll be able to bring in the panel. Yes, you guys are there?
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Our marquee matchup of day 1 living up to the billing. All right, I'm going to